Hey people, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Welcome to... Oh, actually, I've just noticed I did not realize how long my beard was until right now. Okay, I'm going to change that right now. Wait there, don't go anywhere. Ah, much better. Okay, so let's try that again. Hey people, how is it going? Welcome to another video. Now, quickly, but at the same time, quite slowly, this channel is slowly turning into a bit of an Iron Maiden channel, but I'm okay with that. The videos I want to do just all suddenly seem to surround Maiden at one way or another. So this one is interesting. So I was watching someone talk about certain songs off the X Factor. Apparently, Iron Maiden's one of Iron Maiden's worst albums. However, if you know me, you know that I don't think like that. I'm quite notoriously famous for much rather listening to the X Factor instead of Seventh Son. So, yeah, I saw someone mention that if you take all the great songs off both of them and made one album, you'd make a monster album. And I thought, that's a cool idea. So that's literally what this is. This is me taking both albums, both X Factor and Virtual 11, and we're gonna kind of pick apart the albums and decide which song off which album would go on the mega album. We'll call it the Virtual X Factor. I think it's a cool name. You know, people do this with the Load and the Reload albums from Metallica to make Loaded. You know, that was one I wanted to do, but I don't actually know those two albums well enough without dissectingly listening to them. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive in and create together. Let's create the Virtual X Factor. Okay, so I struggled, well, not really struggle, but I had to get creative with how to do this in order, you know, to share a screen with the likes of you, the viewer. I tried to look for a tier list to do it, but then at the same time I was just getting a bunch of, you know, tiering the albums, tiering the songs, and so I was like, okay, I changed the style of the tier list. It's obviously a grid, and I've cut off. This is a rank every song tier, so I've just taken every song off both albums. As you can see, we've got the discarded X Factor songs, where they'll go, the discarded Virtual 11 songs, and right in the middle, you'll see Afraid to Shoot Strangers. Yeah, I clicked on that accidentally, and it went up there, and I can't get rid of it. I refreshed the page, it was still there. I went back, clicked on it again, it was still there. So I was like, alright, I'll tell you what, don't worry about it. So that's what that is. I know Afraid to Shoot Strangers isn't on either of these albums, obviously. But yeah, so we've got side A of the album, you know, what will go on side A, and we've got side B. So, you know, if this was a real album, if you're talking vinyl, obviously, it would probably be side D and side C as well. But just for fun, I don't care about song length, so let's just choose what we've got. So yeah, like I say, let's do this. Okay, I love the X Factor. I don't love Virtual 11, but I do still give it praise. I think I ranked Virtual 11 higher than Seventh Son. So yeah, okay, let's go. All right, so what comes up first? So we've got Sign of the Cross, Lord of the Flies, and Man of the Edge. Okay, and starting off Virtual, we've got Future Real and The Angel. Without getting it, we'll just get our songs that we like, and then we'll argue about track listing. So I want Sign of the Cross to go on there, regardless. Cool. I don't know if I want Future Real on there. I will, however, this is probably going to be a long album. I will take The Klansman, obviously. Let's just get the obvious ones out the way. I will also take Blood on the World's Hands. That's a cool song too. And I think I will also take from Virtual one that's obvious for me, you know, without dissecting as to why. I'm going to take The Educated Fool. I like that. That's a cool song. Okay, so now already it starts to get a bit right. What else could we? What else do we like? Obviously, there's 11 songs on X Factor, and there's only 8 songs on Virtual. So already, it's probably going to be an X Factor dominant album, but that's all right. Fortunes of War. I do quite like Fortunes of War. I've liked that song for a long time, so that's awesome. And I do quite like The Unbeliever. I love The Unbeliever intro. It deals with like harmonics and whatnot. So, all right, cool. Future Real is a cool song in a way. It's so different from obviously Sign of the Cross. Sign of the Cross is this magnum opus 12, 11-minute song. Future Real is literally just like a 4-minute single. That's the funny thing about these two albums. They're quite different. X Factor is very dark and very broody, whereas the Virtual 11 it's still kind of broody, but it's a lot more upbeat and a lot more positive, if you know what I mean. So Future Real definitely helps with that happy vibe, as does Lightning. I like Lightning, so I'm going to take that right now over Future Real instead. These two songs here, Don't Look and Como, they are stupid. Don't Look Into the Eyes of the Stranger is very, very boring and very, very repetitive, as is The Angel and the Gambler. I don't like that song. I like the song. I like the video version where it's only like 4.5, 5 minutes. So, but obviously we're going to have to take the album cut with this. So we're going to have to accept that this album will have the 9-minute version. So I'm not going to put that on right now. But I do. Should we take Future Real? Should we put Future Real on? The more I think about it, the more I think Future Real is fun. It'll help break the album up, I think. So what's that? That's 8 songs. Man on the Edge, no. I do not enjoy Man on the Edge at all. Judgment of Heaven. These funny songs that all sit in the middle of the X Factor are quite... They're like fillers, but for me, at the same time, they're not. Because I genuinely enjoy these songs, apart from 2am and Man on the Edge. 2am is better than Man on the Edge, but it's still very under par for the rest of the album, I think. So, Lord of the Flies has a cool intro. Is it, like, they all have the same sort of hook, like... hooks, not exactly the same obviously, but it's the same sort of hook that we remember and get attracted to. It's like the whoa ho ho's, you know. There's a lot of them on this album. Lord of the Flies has them. The Look for the Truth has it as well, and I think the Aftermath does too. So yeah, let's take. The Edge of Darkness is fun as well. Judgment. Oh, this is hard. This is actually hard. After the War. Oh, that's Fortunes of War. The Aftermath, which... the Aftermath is After the War, What Does a Soldier Become? Look for the Truth is... Whoa. Judgment of Heaven is... I will believe that Judgment of Heaven will be waiting for me. I'm going to take Judgment, I think. Just going off the melody, I think I get a little bit more of a kick out of Judgment as opposed to the other two. So, okay, so that's 9 songs. Lord of the Flies, nah. Look for the Truth, nah. Edge of Darkness, nah. The Angel, oh. When Two Worlds is fun. Okay, so that's 5 and 5. That's 10. Let's choose one more song and we'll call it that. Well, that's the album, okay? That's the album. One more song. Well, it's definitely not going to be... I don't think it's going to be any of those 3, unfortunately. They're not good songs. Like I say, that one is fine, only for the video version, because it's 4 minutes long. But when it's 9.5 minutes and the same lines repeated 48 times, no thank you. So we go back over here. I'm going to chuck on... Oh, fuck me, I don't know. I'm going to chuck on... Look for the Truth. Yep. Look for the Truth. Okay, so without looking at it too much before I change my mind. Now we're going to do track listing. So to me, obviously to anyone who has tried to make an album or, cares about albums in general, track listing is very important and positions of songs are very important too. So obviously the X Factor starts with the Sign of the Cross. It's a bold way to start the album because it's a 12-minute song. I think just to lure them in, it's not going to be a brooding album, so I want Future Real to be the first song. Okay? Shut up. Future Real's a cool song, and it's fun to open an album with. It gets you in the mood. So, yeah. They're all discarded, so they can just chill down here. Okay. So we've got Future Real on side 1. Great. Track 2. It's a bit early. Like, there's a lot. This is obviously an epic-filled album. So, but I still think it might be too early for an epic song. I'm going to chuck, I think. I might put Look for the Truth. No, I'll put Lightning. Lightning is track 3 on Virtual. So that kind of fits in nice. And then, obviously, look at everything that's left, more or less, is an epic song. Number 3, I think we can get away with a big song now. So I might chuck Fortunes. No, Judgment. Yeah. Actually, no. I'm going to put Cross there. Yeah. I'm going to put Cross there just because it's like... how you say? It's like is it one of the... It's definitely probably the most epicest song off this decision. What else have we got? We've got Fortunes, Look at the Truth. I'll put Look for the Truth there, I reckon. So track 4. Okay. Going off that, I think I like that. Let's just try. Okay, so now I think I'm going to start side B. Okay? I think I want to start side B with The Klansman. Because that's a cool song. And we have, short, long, shortish, and then back into long. So that's cool. The Klansman is obviously about Scotland and Scottish clans, XYZ. Braveheart. It's basically Braveheart in heavy metal. War could come after that. Blood on the World, maybe. What would be last? What would be the last song? I think I'm gonna put... Well, the Unbeliever is last on the X Factor album, so I think I want to put it last because it kind of has a last song album vibe. The rest of these obviously don't because they're not last songs, but it's hard to steer that away from being a last album song. So that's okay. Sorry, we'll do 5 and 5. We'll do 5 and 5 just so it's even. So the Klansman actually goes back over here, as does Fortune. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, sorry. Yeah. So you get it. You know what I mean. Okay. So Fortune will come after Klansman. Cool. And then Blood on the World. Nah, actually, because that's the Klansman is track 4. Two Worlds Collide is 5, and The Educated Fool is track 6. So, because do you want to contrast it and go happy, happy, sad, sad, happy, sad, sad, happy? You're going to take the listener on quite a journey listening to these two albums, listening to this one album, but that's okay. Music is all about mood, isn't it? So that's what we want to do. Fortunes of War, Blood, Two Worlds. No, Two Worlds is a bit happy. So we'll put that first, and then we'll go Two Worlds, Judgment, and Unbeliever. I think that's it. That is my definitive Iron Maiden. That is my definitive virtual X Factor. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, The Sign of the Cross and the Klansman are now on one side, so technically that would be, obviously we don't have side C and D, but I don't care. Cool. I think I'm happy with that team. Yeah, Future Real will start off as this happy, awesomely fun riff. And then Lightning Strikes Twice is pretty much Virtual 11, like, what? Lightning Strikes Twice is pretty much Future Real Part 2. It's just like another 3-minute song that's just quick and fun. And then you get hit in the face with a ballad, like a ballad of ballads for Sign of the Cross. And it takes you on this mad, epic journey. And then you don't exactly, you leave the epicness, but you don't leave the broodingness for Look for the Truth. Because it's a very internal song, and it's darker than anything else. And then you could come back out of darkness, but also go back into ballad heaviness with the Klansman. That would be cool. And then you get a break after that, and you go. It's pretty much a free for all. Like, you got Fortunes of War, which is it's another epic song, but it's only like a 7-minute epic as opposed to like 11 and 9 minutes. Not so bad. And then Blood on the Worlds tying in with Fortunes of War, they kind of go well together, I reckon. So that's kind of cool. And then a tiny bit of happiness and silliness, we'll call it, with Educated and Two Worlds. And then another song about dark and broody, Judgment of Heaven. And then, like I say, The Unbeliever has last song vibes, so that's why I'm choosing that one. But yeah, I am quite happy with that. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me and dissecting these two albums with me. Let me know down below if you don't like these albums. Let me know why you don't like them. Let me know if you do like them. I like meeting people who like these albums. But also, let me know what you would swap out. Would you take off The Klansman and put on The Angel and the Gambler? Would you take off Fortunes of War and put on The Edge of Darkness? You know, these things I like to find out. So yeah, like I say before, thank you so much for hanging out, team. I have another idea to do a video about these two albums, so just because I was listening to them today. And so yeah, that probably might be up in the next few days. So for those who don't like these albums, it won't be the rest of the content, I promise, but there'll probably be one more video about these two albums coming out soon. So yeah, if you're excited, keep an eye out for that. But until then, stay inside, everybody. Stay safe, wash your hands, hail Satan, and I will see you all in the next video.